one of the firm's cloud storage sites. Meantime, newly released documents show some Platt employees expressed some concern when they found out about a request from a Clinton family company to reduce that data storage during each server backup. One employee writing in an email, quote, "Starting to think this whole thing really is covering up some shady expletive." And that's not all. The State Department also instructing Hillary to go back and look for more emails, saying that it appears that she hasn't turned everything over just yet. All right, you giggled a little bit, Charlie, but there seems to be a second company. The first company writing, some shady bleep, bleep, bleep. They were really concerned about what Hillary Clinton was doing, and they have these emails now on record.
Because it was kind of Nixonian in this sense. Nixonian was the cover-up, not necessarily the crime. He wasn't directly involved in the Watergate break-in. Underlings were, but when he found out about it, right, he sought to cover it up. And it looks like she's covering something up. It does look really sleazy. I will say this. When I talk to political operatives, every political operative, and a lot of them are Republicans, they say they don't see an avenue where the Obama Justice Department is actually going to bring a charge against her. When I talk to lawyers, they say she has to be charged just based on the law. This looks really bad, and it looks like she violated, she violated the law, because lawyers can't get their hands around the fact that she didn't really use her government email. So if you're using a private email and you have total control over it, you must be hiding something.
But, when you look at what Platte River was tasked with doing, every time they would back up the server, they were told to have fewer, and according to the complaint, and then according to the reporting that's being done now, they were told to have less and less in that backup, which would mean that there are some documents that simply are not in Platte River's hands. So when you go looking for it, then you go to this new company, and you go to their website, and their motto is, "We're in the business to keep your business running no matter what." This now comes into, let these companies do some of this investigative work, because they're going to want to do it to protect their own reputation.
The only time I've heard companies say give us less backup, they're usually not Wall Street firms, because they're very highly regulated by the federal government, but they were hedge funds that would look at to hide stuff.
Yeah, they don't want you to see it.
That's what's so crazy about this.
Yeah, Sandra, I don't think it's news that they're trying to, potentially hide something there. We've seen this obfuscation by the Clintons, but it was interesting that these tech companies spoke out. I think probably the question is the FBI speaking to these companies? Because you've said so many times, we know they have backups of her emails. Somebody has them.
Yeah, and Datos is like saying, oh boy, our guys don't have security clearances. This opens a whole new can of worms, and this scandal just got a heck of a lot worse, because guess what? Datto has faced its own cyber attacks. So how exposed are we?
I think folks within the FBI knew that there were going to be companies that had been doing backup. These companies, their business is being in the business of backing things up. These are storage companies for information. That's what they do. That's how they protect their companies, is by storing their information. When the FBI gets a hold of something like this, they start pulling on that thread. I know people who have been investigated in counterintelligence investigations. They have to look at any sort of a breach like this as a potential counterintelligence investigation. They have to look at it as, was this person intentionally giving information to a foreign government? That's probably not what happened here, but they're going to pull on that thread, and they're going to pull it apart.
You can even start simpler than that. Why do you want less backup?
Right. That was my question. Why would you want it?
No sense unless you're looking to hide something.
If all of this is true, now we know what the shoring up was. This Datos company was going to back up everything that apparently might have been, they were trying to hide. We don't know yet, but reputational management may drive these companies to compete with this information and give it all up, which means we're going to know a lot more than we thought we were going to know.
Yeah, and the Clinton campaign has responded, and they are calling this a witch hunt. So we'll just say that. Tell that to the FBI. All right, well, Hillary Clinton certainly has an email problem on her hands, but just how worried are her supporters about a Joe Biden problem? Well, maybe a lot. The reportedly